Hi. I'm going to talk about what causes meltdowns. What kind of is a meltdown. People with autism tend to have meltdowns. First big thing I get asked about with meltdowns is, do they happen to everybody with autism? Yes. Do they all look the same? No. I kind of think it's silly when I hear, well, what should I look for when I'm looking for a meltdown? Well, a meltdown for me or a meltdown for somebody else might be two different things, but some of the symptoms you'll see, agitation, some withdrawnness, A, B, C, and D, there are things that are similar, but not always the same. I mean, I see these reports out there that are like, well, here are the symptoms to look for if you think there's going to be a meltdown, and it's like, well, if you know you're a person with autism, what might be your warning triggers that there is a meltdown coming, may be very specific to the person. I've met many people with autism, and I can kind of tell when they're going to have a meltdown. I mean, one of the bigger symptoms is that they will withdraw and, be a little more agitated, a little more isolated. If people get up in their faces or try to make them do something, you're going to get a look of, no, you don't want them to do that. I've seen that look a million times of, you really did not just ask me to go, you ask them, hey, can you please just go get in line for class? Well, and you get this look of, no. And you're like, well, it's a simple request. And you're like, what happened? You get this meltdown. You get this screaming and crying and kicking and whatever the meltdown is for the person, because the meltdown is never the same for anyone. It's never the same, and it's like, where did that come from? It came out of nowhere. And I get these stupid reports. I'm reading this from PhDs. Don't get me wrong. If you're a PhD, I respect you. You have your theories, you have your studies. But I read these reports. Oh, meltdowns can come out of nowhere. Please tell me that they come out. No, a meltdown can come out of days and weeks of putting up with stuff, and a meltdown that you may think is, oh, they're having a great day, and suddenly a human, a person with autism is having a meltdown. It could have been coming for days, weeks. I mean, I've seen meltdowns be held back for months, and it's like, all of a sudden it comes out of the blue, and you're going, where'd that come from, I recently saw a graphic on Facebook that explained meltdowns, and it was very simplistic. It was, stress, and A and B and C, stress, and change in routine, and change in environment. Yes, these things cause meltdowns. One of the things they didn't list that I almost always have to point out is sometimes our own emotions can cause meltdowns, where if I'm really happy, my emotions can change all of a sudden, and I can go from happy to meltdown in 5 seconds flat. I mean, it's like, and I can't tell it's going to happen. No one can really tell it's going to happen. It's one of those, hey, I'm happy, and suddenly I'm punching, a table in front of me because I'm suddenly not happy, and it's, very good.